Hello, in this video we're going to go through the subscription charge adjustment mechanism. Uh, Basically in memberships you run normally a monthly process or annual process to create the invoicing for the period of membership. And in some cases you might need to do some adjustments afterwards. For example, if a member has been overcharged, or you need to correct some entries. So I have a member here, Paul Thompson, who's just a new member and hasn't any subscription charges processed yet. I'm going to create like a month process and create a new subscription period. So I'm gonna hit new here and run the monthly process, and I'm gonna be charging for the month of March. So I'm just gonna hit yes here, and I get a new batch. And if we take a look at the lines in the batch, we have two members that I'm charging, and in this case Stefan and Paul, and this is all correct, and I'm just going to post and create the invoices. So I hit the create yes, and now if we take a look at the lines, everything is posted and the invoices have been created. So let's say we've been doing this for some period of time, and then it turns out that we were overcharging Paul for some reason, and we need to give him credit or adjust his subscription. So one way of doing that would be at this point to give a credit invoice and then refund the client. But quite common and nice way of doing this is then just to enter adjustment to the subscription. So the next time you run the subscription process, the system will take notice of this adjustment, make adjustment to the next, basically to the next charging, so you will charge them less, and therefore correct the overcharging, so to speak. So if we take a look at the members list and the members card, we now have here a total section. And the total section shows us the current account balance, or the how much in debt this customer is to, or this member is to our club. We see the total sales otherwise to this client, and we see here the subscription, how much we've processed through the subscription. And here's a new thing related to the member to the charge adjustments, which is something called due adjustment. This is basically the amount that is due to be used as adjustment or correction in the next subscription process. So in this case, if we take a look at Paul, and let's say we forgot to give him a 1,000 or a 500 discount. So what I can do is I can open up the members card, and I can on the membership I can do here what we call charge adjustment. So I can go through the charge adjustment, and I could say I'm going to give him a correction of 500, and by default the adjustment is always negative. I can say invoice comment. This is going to be explanation on the next invoice. Sorry about, let's say credit 500 correction, and give. So here I've just made this adjustment entry, and now it's just gonna be sitting there and waiting for the subscription process to pick it up. So the next time you actually next time we make an invoice to this particular client, we are gonna adjust his charge by 500. So this is then we register the person who does this entry and is actually permitted to do this kind of changes. I hit OK, And if we refresh the screen now, we would see the due adjustment is 500 on this particular client. I could also do this through the membership section where I have Paul Thompson, and I could hit the edit his membership card, and here we have actions, charge adjustment, which is just access to the same thing, and we can also navigate to list of either all posted or prior adjustments and the current ones. So here I would get total list of everything that has already been charged or corrected on the subscription account. So at this point, nothing financial has happened in the system. We just have charged this client once, and he's due to another, or we're due to create another next month's subscription process. So I'm going to create now a batch for the next period, which is for April. So I'm going to hit OK. I get a new batch, in this case for the month of April. And if you take a look at this batch entry, we'll see here now our total subscription has gone down to 1500, and we have here a manually modified entry 1 here. And if I click on the drill down, we can see which entries have been modified, and in this case we see Paul Thompson, and we see he gets a credit 500 correction here due to our correction earlier, the adjustment entry. So we can see we'll be adjusting his entry, and I'm gonna just post this batch now and create the invoices. So if we go back to the lines now, take a look at Paul, we see we charged him 500 and we adjusted the adjustment of 500. If we take a drill down to the actual invoice, just to see how the invoice looks, what happened in the invoice. So invoice for Paul Thompson, it got a credit 500 correction. You can see that here in the lines, and here is the correction line. So we get the normal subscription line, and then we get a subscription correction here, in this case the 500. So that's all good. What if we take a look at the adjustment entries here now? So we can see this adjustment to Paul here, this one, and we can see what batch actually posted this entry, and we can see the adjusted amount. We go back here to the role center, to the memberships, and take a look at the members, and take a look at Paul Thompson. We see now his due adjustment is 0. If we click on that, so the entry has, there's nothing in the adjustment worksheet, and we could go to the memberships, look at Paul Thompson from there, navigate to the adjustment overview, and we can see we have posted this adjustment. Here is the batch that actually posted the adjustment, and there of course no due adjustments. So in this case we can see it just used the adjustment registration and adjusted the invoice. If you enter adjustment amount, that would lead to a negative charge. Basically, if you are charging the customer 5,000 and you would give them a correction of 7,000, then it would use would only balance the invoice to 0, so it will only take 6,000 of the adjustment and then create a new adjustment entry with the leftover balance. So it would gradually consume the adjustment in each subscription process. Thank you. This concludes the overview of the subscription adjustment functionality. Thank you.